right. Hello, everyone. You are welcome to our online class facilitation. I believe that everything is going on with you. I am your facilitator, and my name is Dr. Latif Adekweju. And for those of us that we have not managed to join this online facilitation, the link to join this class is posted on the school page, and I've also emailed it to every one of you yesterday. If you receive my email, just click on the link on the email and you will be able to join this class. And for those of us who do not have a correct email, you can also check with the university portal, the university page on this. It's also there. I've also pasted the Zoom link there. So do not be left out in this class for the next 8 weeks that will be let's say 7 weeks now, or 7 to 6 weeks that we'll be interacting together. It is important for me to remind us that learners are consistent in class attendance carries mark, and you wouldn't want to miss that mark, which is attendance mark, as well as your ability to interact with your facilitator also carries mark. I'm telling you all this, or I'm reminding you all this so that you will know and make a choice. And the choice you make is also as a reward or a consequence. And so class attendance, class interaction, class presentation. If I give quiz during the online facilitation class, your response to the quiz by sending your answers on time to the chat carries mark. Kindly note all that. So without wasting further time, I'm believing that learners will join as I progress with this facilitation. This is a student-centered learning. I am here to facilitate and not to lecture and not to teach. So my job description is basically to guide, to facilitate this learning. And that is why yesterday I posted an instructional video on what we are going to cover today, which is actually Module 1 of this course. And the title of the course is Occupational Health Nursing, NSC 512. And in today's class, we'll be covering Unit 1 and Unit 2 of this module. When we say Unit 1, what does it entail? Unit 1 actually dealt with the historical development of occupational health, while Unit 2 deals with the basic concepts in occupational health. So, and because it's a student-centered learning, you will be driving this discussion while I'm here to guide and to add to whatever the point or the ideas or the thoughts that is shared in class. So it is important that learners take note of that. So when we say historical background or historical development of occupational health, what does it entail? And before we even go to historical background or development of occupational health, for every topic that we will be covering or discussing in each of the week, it has what we call learning goals or learning objectives. I'm just going to share my slide on that for you to see the learning goal for this week's lesson. Permit me to share my slide on that for you to see the learning goal for this week's lesson on this week's topic. I have on the screen here that says that the learning goals for Module 1 are 1. At the end of Module 1 facilitation, learners should be able to describe the historical development of occupational health in the ancient time. Explain the historical development of occupational health in Britain and United States of America as an example of developed countries. Describe the historical development of occupational health in developing countries, including Nigeria. Describe the contributions made by International Labour Organization and WHO, which is World Health Organization, in the protection of health and safety of workers or employees at work settings. Define occupational health. State at least 6 aims and objectives of occupational health. Explain the rationale for establishing occupational health. And lastly, learners should be able to describe the effect of work on health. So you've seen the learning goals as I've itemized. So you need to be able to defend or to explain or to describe all this or comprehend or understand all these points that I've itemized at the end of today's facilitation on the instructional video that is posted earlier yesterday. It's well explained in it because this 1 hour session is not enough to cover everything, and that is why it's meant to be discussion for us to bring our thoughts together on what we have learned from the course materials, from the instructional video. Then we come with a discussion and share ideas and thoughts together. So that's about the historical development, about the learning objectives for this course. And I'm just going to stop sharing my slide to entertain those of us. Okay, Joseph, you're welcome to class. So as I was saying, that the class session, this 1 hour class session, is for us to discuss, is for us to share our thoughts and our ideas together. And it is students learning center. Students are to drive this class and not me doing the talking all the time. So for those of us that have gone through the course materials and as well as listening to the instructional video, what do you understand by, what do you comprehend from the history of occupational health nursing? How did it come about? Occupational health, how did it enphase? What was the rationale, and why? What is the purpose? To prevent who? To prevent what? To help who? To help what? So you're welcome to share your thoughts on that. I welcome every one of you who have logged in to join this online class. I appreciate your sacrifice. So you're welcome to share your thoughts. Don't forget, when you are not speaking, just kindly mute yourself. So who wants to share what he or she understands by occupational health development, the history so far? I can see Mustafa. If you want to speak, kindly raise your electronic end and you will be identified. I can see Adeniwa, I can see Joseph. So who wants to share his or her thoughts on historical development of occupational health? It's of no use, learners, for me to read the slide back to you because you already have the slide. I've explained in it. So I would expect, since it was posted at least more than 24 hours ago, to have find time to listen to it so that you can have something to share in class. So this is the time. So what role was played by the Britain? How did it happen? Why was why was occupational health law implemented? What was happening to the children and to women and to employees in general before occupational health law was passed? You don't want to keep silent in class. I crave for your contribution. Please do talk. Let's share. I know you have the answers. You've gone through it. So let's share. I'm listening. I'm listening to your thoughts. I'm listening to your thoughts. Okay, while you are still preparing to share your thoughts, we need to understand that workers or laborers or employees were used as slaves back then, because what was happening back then is because of the unmechanized way of doing production or working then. The problem is that occupational health actually deals with the study of health problems of employees who are faced with work environment that challenges their health. And so if an employee is faced with health issues as a result of the work that he or she is doing, then occupational health then comes in to protect the person, so that when the person leaves his or her job, the person do not become useless to his or herself, because a healthy employer is also a key factor for a sustainable social and economic development. And for that reason, it is important that occupational health stands for occupational health issue becomes a very important subject for people to look at. So I will leave you, because it's history we are dealing with now. So you look at the history of occupational health from Britain, from England, from America, from Nigeria, as an example of a developing country. So you look that up and you read, you try and comprehend it, how and when labor law was passed, the role of colonial masters, and so on and so forth, and what as some of the colonial masters' role that they play in enforcing occupational health, especially in Nigeria. You've heard about Lugard, yeah. So, and so on and so forth. Please, I encourage you to look at the instructional video and comprehend or listen to it to understand the historical background of this, of which is Unit 1 for this course. So basically we are going to move to the next unit. Yes, because Unit 1 is basically historical developments. So, and who are international labor organization? It's important to also look at the role of international labor organization in occupational health, the role of WHO as well in occupational health. So they all play a very important role in occupational health. So now, I just want us to understand that the aim of promoting health, safety, and welfare of the worker and their family in order to maintain a high degree of physical, mental, and social well-being of worker in all occupation is what occupational health is all about. That is very, very important for us to note. All right. So we'll go to Unit 2 now. And Unit 2 deals with the concept of occupational health. Concept of occupational health. Before we actually go to concept of occupational health, who want to share with us goals of occupational health? We have goals of occupational health. Who wants to share with us the goals of occupational health? Remember, we have goals of occupational health, and we also have the rationale for occupational health, as well as benefit of occupational health. So who is willing to share with us? Who is willing to share with the class the goal of occupational health? Joseph, you want to try? Okay. All right. So while we are waiting for a volunteer to share his or her thoughts, don't forget this is class. And when you are in class, you participate. It's important. It's important. It's important that you participate in class. So I'm going to be sharing with you the goal of occupational health. So let me just share my slide on that, and you will see the goals or the objectives or the aim of occupational health. We have one, to identify work hazards that occur in the workplace or in the environment where an individual or an employee is working. We also have another one is to identify potential physical, chemical, biological, ergometric, and psychosocial stressors in a variety of work environments. Explain ways of protecting the working individuals from any health hazard in their work environment. Another one is to describe the role of occupational health team members and the role of the nurse in protecting and promoting the health and safety of workers. You can see we have occupational health as a specialty, and nurses also that is also working in an industry or in an organization. So both of them have to work together in protecting, not only protecting, also promoting the health and safety of that organization's workers. And lastly, Also, the goal of occupational health is to provide health education and rehabilitation services for workers who have emotional, physical injuries, and psychosocial injury. Those are the goals of occupational health. Now, let's move to the next stage, which is rationale for occupational health. Of course, we know that as scientists and as professionals, we should have rationale or scientific rationale or reasons for whatever we are doing. So likewise, occupational health also has rationale for coming up with this. And one is the establishment of occupational health are deduced from the sufferings of workers in the process of performing tasks in their respective occupation. So, you see, someone do not just come up and say, no, let's have occupational health nursing. No, it's as a result of observations of incidents that is happening that makes occupational health to come into existence or to be in existence today. Another point is the increasing use of chemicals in industries and agricultural production created new hazards for the workers. As a result, health problems of workers increase. You will bear with me, especially for those of us who are based in the city, in urban areas. We will see that industries are increasing, people are establishing, and as establishments are increasing, the use it's becoming a kind of the materials or the things that are used. It's a threat to the health of those that are working there. And so if occupational health law is not put in place, you will see that some employers will joke with the health of their employee. So because of the chemicals that are using, they won't know that some of the employees can sometimes be careless. So, but if occupational law is in place and both the employee understands is all right and the employers also knows his right to protect his employee, you will see that both of them will not suffer. Because the truth of the matter is when anything happens, it affects both sides. And so lastly, a disabled worker could easily be replaced when an employer is not guided by occupational health law. Then you will say, okay, after all, when I employ this person and he damage or he cause harms to his or herself, I can lay the person off, which was what was happening before occupational health law was put in place. So these are the things that were happening and which occupational health has been able to contain. Now people know that no, when someone is working for you, you can't just suddenly, and the person sustain an injury, you can't just let the person off. The person is entitled to certain benefits. And when you look at what you're going to give, you can just protect the person or help the person or give adequate information and training that will help the individual. So the next thing that we also like to look at is the benefit of occupational health. Who benefits from occupational health? Is it yourself or myself who is an employee or an employer? So who wants to try? Who benefits? What are the benefits of occupational health? Of course, it has benefits to employee, it also has benefit to employer. So let's share our thoughts. What benefit do you think occupational health has on employee? And what benefit do you think occupational health has on employer? Yes. So let's pick up, let's share. Don't forget that the more you involve yourself, or the more you interact in class, the better for you, because some of these things, as you embed yourself in the learning, especially in the interactive session, you tend to remember easily when you come across any question around any of the topic that is being covered during class session. So don't fool yourself that you will sit down when the exam comes and you will read through. It's better you start preparing slowly by slowly, little by little, so that you don't overwhelm yourself. Yeah. So who wants to share? Okay. So let me quickly give you few of the benefits of occupational health promotion. When you promote occupational health, it has reduction on loss and cost due to absenteeism as a result of illness and accident of workers. Who do you think this benefits? Of course, the employers. Is the employer, because they have been able to give trainings and workshop and educate their employees on occupational health and so on. Second benefit will be improvement of workers' health behavior due to relaxed atmosphere in the work setting. So this goes to both side, yes, because when the employee is well relaxed, the person will be productive, and the employee on his own or his own side also is enjoying peace of mind. The next benefit is improve workers' health. Yes, I've said that. Improve workers' moral and job satisfaction, improve workers' efficiency and productivity, and lastly, improve intrapersonal and interpersonal relationship within the company. So those are the few benefits of occupational health, both to employee and to employer. So the next thing that we want to quickly look at now is the relationship between work and health. If I may ask, is there a relationship between the work that we do, and our health? This one, everyone should be able to say something on that. Is there a relationship between health and work? For those of us that are already working, what can you share from your experience or from the experience of someone who is close to you on the relationship that exists between health and your job, your work and your health? What are those relationships? Is there a relationship in the first place? If yes, what are those relationships? Raise the electronic end if you have a contribution. Okay. Okay, while I'm still waiting for someone to share, there is a relationship between work and health as both positive and negative effects. That is, in other words, that your work and your health has both positive and negative effects on you. and the worker's health can affect his or her productivities and performances depending on the work environment, which I want us to be practical as much as possible in this class, because we've got one experience or the other, no matter how little or the work we do. So what are those ways? What are the natures of occupational policy that affects our health positively or negatively? Of course, we do have. So what are they? What are they? We've established the fact that there is a relationship. If there is a relationship, we've said that it can both be positive or negative. Yeah. So the next thing we want to look at now is the effect of work on health. So, of course, the effect of work on our health. The work serves as a means of livelihood. So if our work serves as a means of livelihood for us, if anything happens to that work, how do you think we will feel? How do you think we will respond to it? I leave that to you to think. That shows the link between work and health. We also understand that our work contributes to life satisfaction and happiness. Yeah, there are people that they get sick, I mean sick, when they are not busy, when they don't have a job. So imagine someone who is used to working and up and doing, and suddenly his employer terminates his or her appointment. Definitely the person will be affected health-wise. The next point that I also want us to look at is it serves as source of challenge for human growth. Yeah, because when you go to work, you meet people at different levels. You see the one that you will choose as mentor, you want to be like them, or you see the person that is either challenging you academically or there are different ways that colleagues can make you to grow. And so it also has a way of encouraging, contributes to emotional and psychological satisfaction. Also, don't forget that our work can also reduce stress and promote intra and interpersonal relationship with us, with people. So, there everyone, you forced me to actually speak throughout this session, which I am hoping that it will not continue to be, because this is a student-centered learning, and students are expected to speak more than the facilitator. So I'm encouraging you, and that is why for the next few weeks that we still have left, I will be posting the instructional video. It's like maybe 10-15 minutes, even 10-15 minutes is even too much. Like 7 to 10 minutes instructional video. Even wherever you are, you can listen to it. So that should prepare you for the class, for the live class session, for the online session. So I'm encouraging everyone to please, let's go through our course materials. Let's listen to the instructional video before our class session so that we can participate, so that we can have something to contribute. And this is where we are going to leave it today. I haven't covered Unit 1 and 2 of Module 1. Is there question Is that question? And don't forget to also encourage your colleague to join this class. I did send an email to all the students in this course who have registered for this course. I hope you received my email, my reminder email, and on that email is the link to join the class. The same link will be used throughout this semester. So share it with your colleague, let them join the class, and come prepare next week, same time, same day, Thursday, 5 to 6. So if there is no question, I'm gonna conclude on this topic, and would call it a day. In conclusion, the overall aim of occupational health is nothing but to prevent and control occupational hazards that cause high morbidity and mortality rates among workers, and also limit the productivities of workers, and also is to protect and promote the health of workers, as well as maintain efficiency in occupational output. I want to say thank you all for attending. Those of us who managed to attend this live session, I want to say thank you to you. I appreciate your time and your resources that you have put in. Let's come next week prepared. And I also want us to have a WhatsApp group for this class where we can interact during the week, before our next session, so that we have a platform we can communicate in case you want to clarify something, in case you need something, so that we will see who can be of help in that platform. I've already appointed one Wasilat from Lagos Center to please be our admin and be the class representative. Hopefully, she will create a WhatsApp group, and we will send a number to you during the next facilitation, and you can be able to contact her to add you to the group. Another thing that I also want to say is that this session will also be uploaded to the school page. Feel free to listen to it again, and we'll meet next class. Thank you all. If there is no question or any query for me, I think this is where we'll end it today.
Thank you, Ma.
You're welcome.
Next time it will be more interactive.
I pray so, and I look forward for that.
All right, Ma. Thank you.
Enjoy your evening. Bye.
God bless you, Ma. Bye-bye, Ma. Yes, Ma.